Welcome back to another part. Today, I'll be showing some minor commands that aren't used much but eventually you'll need it sometimes. There will also be some tips on how to upgrade your graphic skills in a professional and simple way. Sometimes being simple means more. Without further ado, let us begin. For every design project, you are required to do a site analysis. It might be different for you, but this is a practice in understanding your site. Here's an example of my individual site analysis. I'm not proud of it. I didn't like how colorful it was, but it's a trial and my old work. Let's say you have gathered the necessary images or icons for your sun path, wind direction, or noise, but you don't like the current color on the icon, for example. How can you change it? This is where we either use the color overlay or the gradient overlay. First, let's start with the color overlay. As you can see, the arrow icon I saved is black. I want to either change the color to yellow or orange to represent the color of the sun. For now, I'm just adjusting and positioning the icon accordingly. On the toolbars at the bottom as shown, click on the color overlay and the layer style setting pops up. From there you can automatically change the color of the arrow. You simply change the color there and that is all. It's not necessary to change the blend mode unless you want to experiment with the saturation, etc. Gradient overlay follows the same step. The difference is that there's two colors to combine with, in this case yellow and orange. You have to make sure to double click on the correct type of gradient. You can also adjust the angle where the direction of the gradient is coming from. Just follow these steps and you are done. The eyedrop tool is a tool that allows you to select a color from any open image and make the sampled color your default color. It's quite efficient to replicate a color in case you accidentally chose another color. Just make sure you adjust the opacity and flow percentage. The eraser tool, as the name implies, erases any unwanted areas or mistakes. There are three types and these include the normal eraser tool, the background tool which only removes a common element, for example a color, and magic eraser tool which is a bit similar to the background tool. On the contrary, there are some tools that helps to recover an eraser mistake. You have to click the Alt button to click on a colored area. You wait, and then you brush it over the void space. You have to make sure to change the brush size to cover it up easily. Shapes can be useful in highlighting certain aspects, especially in your site analysis. You have a freedom of choosing what line type, size, and shape. The most common one is either a circle or a square with normal or dashed lines. A text that may be bold or minimum is key to presenting your work. It's best to keep the words to a minimum, whereby you should verbally explain your ideas more to your assessors. From my personal experience and understanding, they look forward more to your explanation and visual drawings compared to hundreds of words that could be read in a book instead of a board. The clipping mask tool is like a cropping tool but on a separate layer instead of the whole canvas. This requires 2 layers in order for a wanted image to be clipped or cropped. This can be used to highlight important images that you want to show instead of the whole big picture.